It's Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity with, you guessed it, Blonde Terri, and this is your succulent tip of the day. And Terri has been gracious enough to invite all of you in to her personal space. So we're going to take a tour of her garden. Yay, Terri!
Thank you.
So you're going to be featured on a tour, right?
Yes, at the end of April 30th, Saturday.
Who is it?
It's the Rancho Bernardo Spring Garden Tour.
And Terri gardens in San Diego County, which is where we do most of our installations. Terri found me back in, we decided it was like 2017.
Yes.
And we kept bumping into each other at Waterwise Botanicals. And finally, I'm like, girl, do you want a job? And I just am so over the moon at how Terri has grown as a designer, and what she has done in her own yard is absolutely spectacular. So tell us a little bit about what this used to be and how you kind of came to make it what it is today.
Okay. So, believe it or not, at one time I have 3 kids, so this was all grass, and over here was their play set. So, through the years, the kids grew and it didn't serve us anymore. So we got rid of the swing set and we slowly started transitioning the yard. And probably that's when I started watching your videos and thinking, okay, and it didn't make sense anymore because the grass wasn't looking good. We were spending so much money to water the grass, and it'd be one thing if it looked good, but it didn't. So we started slowly transitioning, and I had a vision. I wanted pathways. Since it's a large yard, I wanted to make it kind of look cozy. So I was envisioning a lot of different seating areas. Yeah.
And I noticed that Terri also, she used a round river rock. And you know how I always use the chunky rubble. I've never seen the pathways laid out with the round rock before. And I have to say, I love it. It's a really pretty look. It's a different look. It's a softer look. I'm really impressed with this. What's the story behind this?
What's the story behind this? Yeah, this is a bench, and I made it out of 2 pieces of logs. And yeah, just cut that out. And this is a really special tree. My mom passed a few years ago, and she loved persimmons. So I planted this for her. And that's something that's really special to me. And what I love about plants is that you know, they remind me of someone I love, and yeah, I come out here and make sure I water it well and take care of it and think of her.
You know, in your personal garden space, it is everything to bring yourself into it, and Terri's done such a beautiful job of that. You have also mixed perennials in your garden. I see Vitex, I see bird of paradise, I see pink jasmine over against the fence.
Yes.
And of course the persimmon. You've got fruit trees, conifers, olives, loving rosemary.
Mm-hmm.
So I know, is this crazy? This is a Euphorbia medusa, right?
It just keeps eating up, and I have to keep moving the rocks from underneath it.
This is so cool. I just think this is everything.
Yeah.
I love the fish in it too.
Yeah.
That is absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
So this is a, I mean, I can just see everywhere, little touches, little special things.
Yeah, really for me, the garden is an extension of myself, and I just wanted to make it appeal to the lighter side of life. That was my thought when I come into my garden. Because I think life sometimes can get stressful and messy, and I just feel like my garden is the place I come to just to kind of like take a breath and relax. And
well,
yeah.
I'm sure that it is translating in the video, but I feel the energy. I was absolutely drawn to this space when I walked in her front door. Look at the fairy garden over here, Terri.
This was my COVID project. When COVID hit, this is what I did. I came out and I cleared this space, and I put together this little garden.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Look at this.
Yep.
Look at the corral. We got horses over here and zebra. I got zebra. I got Appaloosa. I got bucking broncos. That is so stinking cute. Honestly. I think if we were to, oh look, there's dinosaurs over there.
Yep.
If we were to get inside Terry's brain, this is what we would see.
Yeah.
Absolutely fabulous. And this is design genius right here. Check out Terry's Flagstone Patio. Look at it from the perspective of the yard and how she did not make just a rectangular or a square patio. This moves. This flows and moves. All of there are no right angles in Terry's yard. All softness. And this patio covers about 250 square feet of space and just seamlessly integrates with the rest of the yard. It leads somewhere and it's completely framed out with plant material on one side and a walkway on the other. And what is the material that you have down here as your substrate?
It's DG.
Yeah, this is decomposed granite.
Yeah, well, there we go. There, Lola.
Cue the dog. I mean, look at Greg. Look at her bag of succulents.
Mm-hmm.
How cute is that? Terry is has been a designer on my team for years, and she's someone that I always turn loose with any container because she has such an incredible eye and she works so fast. So she has really married her love of designing containers with the ability to translate that into a larger scale landscape, which is really truly a gift. I love all the work with the fiberglass.
Yeah.
This is stunning.
I know. I have a little trouble with restraint too.
No, I don't know.
I don't know. Well, because believe me, I thought about going, and I thought, because I had stuff.
Well, what's genius too about this is how, as you're walking the path, you're just so surprised. You can't see all this from over here at the front.
That's what I love, is the unexpected little things in the garden. Exactly that. You turn like, like it was something unexpected.
Totally.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And this is a macadamia nut tree.
Oh, Terry's got macadamias.
Yep.
Fantastic. And you have figs.
Yep, figs.
And
olives.
like olives and
lemon.
Limes.
I think limes.
And lemon.
Yes.
Oh, we love us Southern California.
Yep. And this is my chandelier that a friend had in the garage, and I just thought, she's like, do you want it? And I immediately thought, yes, I want it for my garden.
Isn't that amazing?
So it started to fall apart, and I just put it right back together.
I love that. That is so pretty.
And where I wouldn't usually ever use the artificial, I had a dear friend, sometimes like your father, she was like, oh, she didn't think, and it looked good. I had the moss, so I just added that green to give it a little more pop.
I love it. And this
tree, we did not remove it. It reminds me of the East Coast because it goes with the seasons, this tree.
Yes.
But it was dead on the top, so we had them cut it. Yeah. But it's one that changes with the seasons.
And it's such a great backdrop too, with all that open space behind. How much time do you spend out here maintaining?
So usually, regularly, I usually come out with my morning coffee and I pick here and I pick there. Lately, because of the garden tour and you were coming, so a little bit more than usual. But usually, and I kind of just do it just over time. So not like just over time.
And because you have your garden so beautifully dialed in, it's probably a pleasure more than anything else, isn't it, to come out?
Oh yes, definitely.
I feel the same way.
I find it very therapeutic.
And did this evolve over? I mean, did you sketch this out, or did this just evolve over time? How long has it taken you to get it from the grass that was here to where it is today?
That's a great question. Probably, I would say 6 months, 6 to 8 months or so. I did have the vision. So my vision was when you're standing there that this is like the island, and then on either side is the water. So that's why like I have water decor here and the other. Then this is like the mainland island. And I wanted paths. And so when they took off the dirt to make the paths, I just told them to throw the dirt in the center. So this was all a big pile of dirt, and then slowly just evolved into this. And this area I try to keep for my cutting garden.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And you've got a Kalanchoe bayorensis in there that is really beautiful and big.
Yeah.
And this area has some non-succulent plants. There's some salvia and trumpet bushes and vitex. And Terry's just done such a great job of integrating this garden, and it's so reflective of her, so colorful. Look at the beautiful aeoniums and how all of them are in bloom right now. They are a winter growing plant, so now is the time for them to do their thing. I love all of the pathways that you've cut into the garden. Isn't it so important that people feel drawn into the space?
Yes, you want to invite them in. Yes, absolutely.
And you've done a magnificent job of that.
Thank you.
When we walked in Terry's front door, you could see the garden, and it's like I didn't even look left or right. I was literally just compelled to go out and get into this space. Is it pretty much like this year round?
Yes.
Do you have a favorite season, or is there just always something going on all the time?
There is always something going on all the time, and that's what I love about it. There's always something different in bloom. And like the aeoniums, they thrive in the cooler weather. So really in the heat of the summer, unfortunately, they don't look like that.
Right.
But yes.
But other things take center stage.
Yes, definitely.
And with your garden, did you spend a lot of money on plants, or were a lot of these cuttings, gifts, takeaways from projects?
I would say definitely a mixture. Definitely a mixture. It's a little of everything. But that's what I love about succulents is like that this plant was overgrown. It was in the planter. So actually, Cullen and we cut it, and then I'm using half of it over here.
Oh,
so that's what, so you can manipulate the plants. And I do want to just share one quick little funny story.
Yes, please.
Because I was definitely, and I still am, a viewer and a follower. I still am a follower of Laura. But when I was watching, when I had the path, I put the plastic bender board all around.
Oh my God.
And after watching her videos, and she was saying that the plastic bender board is a thing of the past and it's not necessary. And it looks more natural, and you could put the rubber. So I remember telling my husband, we need to go and we need to get rubble and we need to cover the path. He looked at me like I was crazy, but I said, no, just let's do it. And that's what happens. I cover it, and it does make it look a lot more natural. And had I to do it again, of course, it wouldn't be necessary to put the plastic. But that was pre-Laura's videos. So I learned a lot.
And this really does look so good. And I think that's so smart. She didn't go to the extra step of taking it all out. She just put stuff over top.
Yeah.
That's genius. How often and how do you water your garden?
So we do have it on a sprinkler. That would be definitely my husband question, but definitely we have it on a sprinkler. I think we do like 2 or 3 times a week for a few minutes, but not that often. And then in our rainy season, he just shuts them off completely. But I do come out here and,
do a little hand.
Yes, I do, because I enjoy it.
You've got fruit trees and an olive,
right,
and conifers and vines, and so she's got other things to water besides just the succulents. But you're not chained to a schedule of 10 or 15 minutes every other day.
No.
Your trees are pretty drought tolerant.
Right.
And adaptable with your succulents, because everything looks like it's getting plenty to drink.
Mm-hmm.
These little, the high heel shoe, the painted frogs, these are things that you've just collected over time?
Yes, absolutely. Yep.
Everything that.
And some are gifts. The shoe was a gift from a dear friend. And yeah.
So everything that you look at reminds you. And I'm the same. I have a small garden, not nearly as big as Terry's, but the little things that I have in it mean something to me. So that is so rewarding to be able to go out and just remember, remember a person. So don't think that you don't have influence or that people don't know who you are, because anything that you've ever done for anybody or any little or big thing that you've given them, every time they look at it, they're going to think of you. So and the garden is a perfect place to enjoy all of those things. I see tapestry. I just see such an evolution of design. But this garden, the reason why it works is that Terri has created islands.
Mm-hmm.
She's created vignettes. And then the plants that are in the islands, and she also has mounding. You can't see it as well on video, but trust me, it's there. And notice how she has height. And she's got plants that crawl, that are ground cover. Then she's got statement pieces. She's got bird baths and boulders and talavera and tchotchkes and things to draw the eye, to bring interest. But the cohesion comes with all of this edging, with this river rock, and how she's contained all of these sections of her garden. So I think advice that we could give somebody new at this, or somebody looking to do their own yard, would be to just take one section at a time and develop it.
Yes.
And have some faith in the process.
Yes.
You didn't know it was going to look like this.
No, not at all. Not at all. That's so true. Like, just take a space and just work on the space, and then it does it. It will speak to you. It will come to you, and it does.
I said that.
You said that. That's where I got that from.
Well,
you said that, and it's true.
Like I'm crazy, but
it's true. It unfolds.
Yeah, it's like if you're climbing a ladder, the view gets better every step you take. That's just a fact. If you've never climbed a ladder, I encourage it. But it's the same with the garden. We are inspired, aren't we?
Yes.
Every day. When we do a section,
yes,
then all of a sudden we think, oh my gosh, okay, now I know what I'm going to do over there.
Right.
Now I know what I'm going to do over there because of what I did there.
Yes.
So take it one step at a time and have some faith in the process.
Yes.
Well, Terri,
Definitely.
I can't thank you enough for sharing this with us today. I love you so much. Love you. I'm so eager to share all of the crew's gardens with you so that you can get to know them all a little better the way that I do. So for Blonde Terri, this has been, you want to say it? Your succulent tip of the day.
Your succulent tip of the day.
Woohoo!
What about following her on Instagram?
Yes. Do follow Blonde Terri on Instagram at Out of the Box Planters.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.